What's up, Kai Sotto fans? This is the real Kai Sotto fan channel, KSF. This is about all positive opinions, rumors, news about Kai Sotto. Alright, let's get into it. There are people that hate the hype of Kai Sotto. No doubt. They are just everywhere. And some of these people see his fans or even us creators that see Kai's potential as crazy. Crazy because they simply are not impressed with what they know about Kai Sotto. But yes, it is just plain crazy. Seeing ESPN's rankings and the likes as the gospel of truth. But hey, sure, they can do a reference definitely, but if we to look back closely, last 2019 ESPN's top prospects from now, it only makes sense as to why NBA teams still carry out private workouts. And this is why. And number one ESPN's prospect, Zion Williamson, where is he? Zion Williamson is playing for New Orleans Pelicans, and this professional career last rookie season looks promising. For 27.8 minutes, he averages 22.5 points, 6.3 rebounds, 2.1 assists, 58% from the field, 42% from the three-point line. But he only played 24 games because of his injury. But the 2020-2021 season, he played 33.8 minutes, got a better average of 27 points per game, 7.2 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 61% from the field, but the three-point percentage went just 29%. Nevertheless, still better until he got injured again during the off-season. Hence, he was not able to play the whole season. Ja Morant, no-brainer. He is just simply awesome. Now moving on, and number 3, RJ Barrett of Duke University. Got very solid stats, having 14.3 points per game during his rookie year for 30 minutes of playing time. Went much better during the second year, having 17.6 points per game for 34.9 minutes, 40% from three-point lane. And this last season, he went up having a solid 20 points per game for 34.5 minutes with all over three-point percentage, 34. Nevertheless, still very good because of the fact that he became the youngest Knicks player to average 20 points per game for a season at 21 years old. Number 4, DeAndre Hunter of Virginia appears to have only an average of 12.3 points per game for 32 minutes of playing time in his rookie season. Just went a little higher this 2020-21 season of 15.8 points per game for 29.5 minutes, but his third year he only averages 13.4 points per game for 29.8 minutes. Kind of not really have a help to at least get into the playoffs for Atlanta. Darius Garland of Vanderbilt was selected with the 5th pick by the Cleveland Cavaliers. All I can say that this dude perseveres, because from rookie season, 12.3 points per game, it went to 17.4 points per game the next season. Then this last season, it went even higher to 21.7 points per game with an outstanding 8.6 assists per game, and with 38% three-point percentage for 35.7 minutes per game. Kobe White, a guard for North Carolina, got a decent 13.7 points per game average, but only having 3.5 assists per game as a point guard in Chicago Bulls. Jarrett Culver, a guard in Texas, was drafted as a shooting guard small forward by the Phoenix Suns, but his draft rights were immediately traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Announced that they had signed Culver, but only getting 9.2 points per game as a rookie for just 23.9 minutes of playing time, only getting 3.4 rebounds per game with only 1.7 assists and 29% 3-point field goal percentage. Second year is a bit worse because of only having 5.3 points per game for just 14.7 minutes of playing time. So never mind the rest because it is just simply nothing to talk about. He then was traded for Patrick Beverley to the Memphis Grizzlies, but same thing, limited games, even more limited minutes for just 6.6 points per game. And well, ESPN's rankings mostly do land the spot, but sometimes it is different. Now let's take a look at the top 8 prospect. 6'11" Jackson Hayes of Texas. He was selected by Atlanta Hawks but had his draft rights traded to New Orleans Pelicans. But this dude averaged 7.4 points per game in 17 minutes per game, had only 25% 3-point percentage, got 4.0 rebounds per game, 0.9 blocks per game, which is okay. He pretty much almost had the same stats the second season, averaging 7.5 points per game, but better 3-point average of 42%. Right? Rebound pretty much the same, 4.3 blocks, went low to just 0.6, but the New Orleans gave him a pretty decent 20 minutes per game. This last season, so he went having 9.3 points per game, had 35% 3-point percentage. Rebounds still almost the same, 4.5. Blocks 0.8. So that's a career 8.1 points per game, 4.3 rebounds per game, 0.8 blocks per game with 35% 3-point average for 17.7 minutes of playing time. So this dude is almost like Kai's skill set. We can say he's been playing stretch 5 for New Orleans Pelicans. Okay, so this is where we can compare. So this is where we can compare Kai's stats from the NBL. Kai Sotto signed as a special restricted player, which means that he is treated the same way as a local player and is not subject to the NBL's import limit. Sotto is guaranteed 2 years in his contract with an option to play for 36ers for a third year. In just 50 minutes of playing time, Kai Sotto averages 7.5 points per game, 0.8 blocks per game, 4.5 rebounds per game with 50% field goal percentage and 39% 3-point percentage. Almost the same as Jackson's pace, alright? But to compare equally, let's say Kai got the same minutes as Hayes. Kai will get 8.7 points per game, 0.93 blocks per game, 5.21 rebounds per game, and that's for 17.7 minutes per game. The same minutes of Jackson's Hayes. We can say that they almost have identical stats, although Kai's rebound is a little bit better. But what makes Kai special than Hayes? People tend to overlook Kai's height. With his height, which is 7 feet and 3 inches high, one can say probably why his rebounds and blocks are much better. His height is the game changer because he has very good 3-point percentage for his height. Stretch 5 are really rare, not to mention having a 7'3" height. And that is just the tip of the iceberg because behind having those stats, he only played a few games compared to Hayes for a one whole NBA season. Kai's stats appears very efficient due to fewer games that he played, and despite having limited minutes with limited ball touches, he got pretty decent stats the last 2 games. Last one, with the New Zealand Breakers, he got 12 points, 4 blocks, 7 rebounds, made a 3-point shot for just 20 minutes of playing time. With Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, he got 16 points, 4 rebounds, made a 3-point shot, got 50% field goal percentage for only playing 16 minutes in the game. Now he got one career high in one of the last 5 games at 21 points, one 3-point shot, made 3 rebounds, got 87.5% field goal percentage for just a shy 70 minutes of playing time. Arguably, they could have won the game if only their coach allowed him to play the remaining last minutes of the fourth quarter. Considered as controversial because of him being taken out of the game, even though he was getting on fire, that made the commentators calling out their coach. This game continues to be controversial because of him being so underrated this coming NBA draft. Now, Kai appears to be undrafted with all major sports sites, but despite of everything in the NBL, he had been a regular player in the top 10 plays of the week. Won the Fans MVP, standing 7'3", became the tallest player to make a 3-pointer in NBL's history. Top views and engagement in the NBL's social media sites. Among NBL's top seller. His marketability, no doubt, is off the charts. And the NBA teams are suspiciously very silent about it. Nevertheless, Kai is the most talked about prospect. We predict that everyone will be surprised this coming NBA draft about Kai Sotto. Crazy as it may seem by the looks of it, with all that being said, everyone will be shocked, and that is an understatement. This content is for all the Filipino fans out there who love and supports our man Kai Sotto, the humble black horse of the NBA draft. If you like the video, please like and leave a comment and subscribe for more of these. Stay awesome. Peace out.